Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back in another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some top ladder with 2.6. I guess it's still top ladder. I mean, I'm lower than I normally am because I went on, I mean, I don't usually play much ladder early season, but we kind of dropped a bit early season. We were at 6,100, and I mean, I don't know guys, we got some, probably not the best matchups, but also 2.6 is just sometimes hard to play. That's why I'm going to be playing in this video, because I want to try to give you guys some tips running 2.6. But just look at these decks reversing. Lava Loon, this crazy Rage deck, Mega Knight Hog, and then Graveyard NATO. This one was really close. I should have had that, but yeah, dropped a bit. It was really frustrating, but I'm going to be trying to push up a bit, get on a nice win streak using 2.6. This deck's been around for like 3 years. You guys probably know all about it. Used to be a lot better like a year or two ago, but we still see some really good 2.6 players today using it, and it's a really good deck to practice, especially if you're free to play, because it's viable if you use it correctly, and like you can still do well on it with ladder and also GCs. I've even seen it a couple of times in CRL last season of CRL, so like people are still using it, but it's definitely not as strong as it was a couple of years ago. But if you use it correctly, you can definitely, as I said, do well with it. So we're going to be versing, it looks like probably Pekka since he has the bandit, but it could be like bridge spam or something. We're going to go for skeletons here. And yeah, I'll do my best to give you guys some tips on 2.6. I haven't like mastered it or anything by no means, but I know the general way to play the deck. So we're going to log. What that's going to do is finish off the remainder of that miner, and then the Ice Golem is going to tank for that Ewiz. So we can just Ice Spirit here to cycle. The thing, basically, here's the main rule of 2.6. You do not want to leak Elixir ever, no matter what, using 2.6, because you have such a fast cycle. You want to be making the moves constantly. You also want to be making the starting move always. That's kind of the first, like, biggest thing with 2.6. Biggest tip I can give. You want to be making moves constantly, because, you know, this is a cheap deck. Same applies with, like, 2.9, Mortar Bait. You want to be making the moves, outcycling your opponent in single Elixir. But it looks like in this case, we're going to be versing a fast cycle deck as well. I think he's using, like, I was going to say this is that Minor Poison Hunter deck, but it looks like he's going to have Pekka. So we're going to go opposite lane here. Even though we have all the damage in the left lane, you want to apply pressure other lane when they go for something like a Pekka. And it looks like he's going to respond with just a Bar Barrel. So that might have been good or bad for him, depending on if we can defend this, because he spent such little Elixir defending that. We're going to kite this Pekka here. Let's go for Skeletons here. And Ice Spirit just to, like, kind of stop the remainder of that baby dragon, and then we're taking some damage from the bandit, but that's a-okay because we have so much damage taken in the left lane. I'm going to log here, so then this way, in case he plays a Pekka, we're guaranteed to get a hit, because the Pekka... Oh my gosh, we didn't get a hit. Okay, I was wrong. I thought we were going to get a hit, but the Pekka still ended up killing the Hog, which was unfortunate. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here, and then I'm going to go for Skeletons, and then let's try to save this Musketeer if all possible, so log to push that. Oh, we don't save it. Okay, we're gonna have to muskie here. Hey, we predicted the Hunter. Let's go, guys. Now, can we defend this? Guys, all we need is one more Fireball log on his tower, and a Poison Miner is not going to do 1,000 damage within, like, the 5 seconds we need to get the Fireball and log on his tower. So that's going to be GG. By the way, if you guys noticed, my hair's short. I got a haircut. I forgot if I already said that. But anyways, we are going to pick up a win, ending our losing streak of, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 games. That kind of, it was actually 5. That kind of frustrated me, but we picked up a win here, and that means it's the start to a winning streak. So let's try to keep it going. First, we'll claim these rewards. But you can see that game, the prediction fireball was what won us that there. I remembered he had the hunter, used it a couple times towards the beginning of the game, and since he played a Pekka, I was like, okay, there's nothing else he has to defend that hog besides a hunter, so what else would he use? I take the risk, go for the fireball log, and we pick up like 4 hog hits, I think because of it or something like that, and boom, we're moving up, guys. We were like top like 10,000, now we're like top 8,000, we just moved up like 2,000 positions. So let's try to keep moving up. Maybe even by the end of the video, we could get to at least like top 3,000 if we get a lot of wins here. Let's go for an Ice Spirit at the bridge and see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Miner. He doesn't play it exactly in the safe spot, so it's going to get, I think, an additional hit before it retargets. But still good. We're going to hog here. And then I'm also going to go ahead and send... never mind. Because we wouldn't have gotten damage off of that anyways. I think now I'm just going to go ahead and cycle my Musketeer in the back. I feel like this guy might have... It's really hard to say. Skeleton Army, Bomb Tower. I don't know what this is yet. Could be, you know, probably a few different things. But he is going to have a Baby Dragon, so we'll go for an Ice Spirit here. And then maybe even a Golem to try to protect our Musketeer. But he's going to have that Inferno Drag, so didn't really protect as I wanted. You know, I was thinking this could be like a graveyard deck, but I still have no idea what this is. It's something very, very off meta, because he's got Inferno Drag, Baby Dragon, Bomb Tower, Skarmy, something a little funky. I don't know if it's graveyard or what, but he's going to need... I mean, he's got the Miner. I forgot he had the Miner, so this has to be Lava Hound then. I think there's no way this is not Lava Hound. I was just leaking Elixir there, and as I said, that was like my first rule of 2.6, but I wasn't sure what to do in that situation. I guess just going in for the hog there is okay. And yeah, he's going to have Lava Miner. Whew. So this is going to be a little tough since we don't have the best air counters, but we can definitely make it work. So the first thing we need to do here is protect our Musketeer. We cannot let that die if we want to have any chance of at all of defending this. And then I'm going to go ahead and fireball that. If it... Ooh, I was going to say, if that hit the Baby Dragon, we would be in such a good spot. But unfortunately, we didn't, and that ended up getting several hits. But you know what we can do, guys? I'm 90% sure that this hog bypasses the Bomb Tower. So we should be able to get a lot of hits on his tower now. And, ooh, he's got NATO too. Wow, guys. So he has got the ultimate counters here to our Hog Rider. He has Bomb Tower, he's got NATO, and he's got even that Skarmy just for kind of like extra insurance against it. But we might be able to somehow outcycle him. I don't know how, but there might be a way, guys. Let's go here, guys. I'm going to go for prediction log. Hey, we got the prediction log. Let's fireball whatever he plays here. Bomb Tower. We hit the Bomb Tower and we hit the Miner. If the hog gets... That's all we needed. We're in log fireball range against Bomb Tower, NATO, Lava Hound Miner. Guys, I do not even know how he won this because I feel like he just has all the answers for us. I mean, Bomb Tower is super solid against hog because... Even, like, if you fireball it, it stays alive. He's got the NATO. He has, like, just the Lava Hound, which we don't even have a lot of answers for to begin with. But we somehow win against that deck. I don't know how. Like I said, really crazy deck. But I just kind of outcycled him. Knew he was going to go for the Skarmy. And then the pre-log just kind of sealed that game for us. Because then he didn't have enough to play the Bomb Tower. And then when I went for the Fireball, it hit the Bomb Tower and just everything. Getting us more value, and that's going to move us up even more. Now we're at 6,300. Let's keep going, moving up. We found a game here against Illuminati. We're going to go ahead and cycle Skeletons in the back and see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Baby Dragon, so we'll go for an Ice Golem. and have our musketeer ready. We could play it same lane. I guess that's fine. We could have also gone other lane. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be another poison. So is this going to be another Lava Hound deck? It could be, because Baby Dragon poison. Although it could also be Graveyard. So that too is another thing I don't necessarily like seeing, because he's going to have Bomb Tower and NATO. But we do have Cannon and Log for his Graveyard. So let's try to... We got to outcycle him in this matchup, but it is going to be really difficult, I feel like. He doesn't have Bomb Tower and Cycle, but if he does have NATO, which I assume he does, he's just going to be able to activate King here. We'll see if that's what he chooses to do. Looks like he's going to go Ewiz, so you know what? He might not have NATO. He might not have the NATO variant. So that's good for us, of course, because if he doesn't have NATO, now he's just going to have the Bomb Tower as the counter to the Hog, which is still a great counter, but that's one less thing that counters the Hog. But Ewiz still does decent against it, but not nearly as good as like a NATO or something. He's not going to decide a Graveyard with that. If he were to, we would have had to go for a Cannon on defense. We're going to send in a Hog here, and then I'm actually going to go for Prediction Musketeer, seeing if he plays a Bomb Tower, which he does. So now he's going to be forced to probably play something else, unless he wants that Hog to get a couple hits, and he is going to let the Hog get 2 hits, because I guess he didn't want to spend an Ewiz. That probably would have been too much of an overcommitment on defense. But honestly, if I were him, maybe the Ewiz would have been a better option instead of playing the Mega Minion, although if he did play it, the Musketeer probably would have shot the Ewiz, so I guess it was fine what he did, but it ended up working out for us really nicely. So let's go ahead and Ice Golem here. And our cycle's a little bit messed up, not really anything I can cycle at this point, but he's probably going to poison this here. There's the poison, as expected. We're going to go for a Hog right now. He's going to Bomb Tower probably. Even trade, that's fine. I'm completely fine with that. And we can just log. That's going to help finish off the Bomb Tower, cycle us, everything kind of we need. And then I am assuming he's going to poison. But we have the Musketeer, Cannon, everything like we need to counter that. And we're going to send in another Hog, because I don't think he's back to a Bomb Tower. And our Hog's actually going to pick up a hit. I didn't even need a log there. We're saving the log for the Graveyard, which is pretty important. Is he going to poison this Musketeer? Looks like he is not, which means we're going to get value. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to Fireball this Baby Dragon, because we're going to get damage. It's going to cycle us, and the Fireball can't even really be used in this matchup much anyways, except versus stuff like the Ewiz. And I knew we were kind of free to Fireball that, because when you get into like double Elixir, you can take Fireballs and stuff against stuff such as even that Bomb Tower there probably would have been a solid Fireball. I'm regretting not dropping a Fireball on it, because it wouldn't have been too greedy, I feel like, especially, got to focus here on defense, but luckily we have that Hog coming in, so he's not going to have the Elixir to... He can't poison with all of this, with the Hog going in. He wasn't able to. I believe here, if we cycle... you know what? Let's go... And I don't think it's safe to Fireball cycle, but I will apply pressure with a Hog Rider. And... you know what? Let's go for the Fireball right now. Send in a Hog Rider. He doesn't have a Bomb Tower yet. And now all we need to do is he has to play an Ewiz on this. And we just need to get back to a Fireball, and it's triple Elixir, so we can freely do that, and that's going to get us the win there. GG. We were able to outcycle his Bomb Towers. And another thing, note for that matchup, you remember when I Fireballed the Baby Dragon? Another thing you want to do, when you get into double Elixir, you're free to do that. Just don't do that in single. It's too aggressive. And they could like Graveyard and punish you off of that, and the Baby Dragon might get too much value. But in double, it's safe, and especially in triple, if you get to triple and haven't already won the game by then. But yeah, we're going to pick up 3 wins in a row. We're doing really good right now. We're kind of recovering from our early season tilt, 5,900 again, and we're almost top 5,000. So let's keep it going, get a few more games in, at least 2 more, maybe 3, see how I feel. Let's go ahead and cycle Skeletons here, give them the good luck, and get ready to play a Hog once we hit 10 Elixir, because we never want to leak. We could also Ice Golem, but I'm fine. I'm cool playing a Hog into 2 bats. They're not going to do too much. And the Hog's going to get a hit even with the Goblin Gang and 2 bats helping. So we'll see if he minors with these. Looks like he isn't. So bats Goblin Gang probably means it's going to be Mortar. So I'll get... Oh. I think then it's probably Mega Knight bait. So that's gonna be a little annoying because Mega Knight is pretty solid versus the Hog Rider, but luckily it isn't too difficult to defend. It might be even something a little different because he's got the Firecracker, so I'm not really sure what this is at this point. He's got kind of like a Firecracker bait deck. Oh, he's running a Hog deck, so... Oh, Hog EQ. EQ is definitely not something I really want to see, guys, because it does really good against the cannon. But because he was so aggressive there, Musketeer picks up 3 shots on the right lane. So we actually have a significant lead right now because he was so aggressive with that push. Hog plus EQs, 7 elixir. He is zapped with it, which is 9 elixir. Really overcommitting there on offense, and that really ended up hurting him. We're in a Hog here. We know he's going to Goblin Gang it because we don't have a login cycle. But, oh, he does have Mega Knight. Okay, so I was correct. He does have Mega Knight, but it's just going to be a little bit of an off-meta Mega Knight deck. So we need to get an Ice Golem down here. That is going to distract the Inferno Drag, but then we're also going to need to make sure we get Skeletons down here. We need to go for an Ice Spirit, and then also just kind of like log, and ooh, Musketeer lives. Both towers are shooting the Inferno Drag, and we will be able to clean that up. He doesn't have a Mega Knight in cycle, so what I'm thinking of doing is sending a Hog in, going for the Prediction Fireball on his Goblin Gang, and then taking his tower right here. Ready? Oh, he doesn't play his Goblin Gang. Okay. That's unlucky. I was certain he was going to play it. We're going to go for a high cannon, so then he can't, like, EQ it and the tower. Log, if you guys didn't know, a log higher level, kills a Firecracker, so you can use that to your advantage. Like you saw there, my log killed it instantly. He's going to go for a Inferno Drag on that Musketeer, and we are going to go ahead and cycle our Musketeer into this lane that he has more damage in. He's going to go for... Oh, no. I didn't line up the Fireball right on the Firecracker, guys. Let's get another cannon here. We should be fine. He just used an EQ and we got back to another cannon. That's the beauty of 2.6. You just cycle right back to what you need to when you need it. So Fireball is going to clean up and get the win for us. That probably wasn't too bad a matchup, especially since we were easily able to just log his Firecracker. And also, we were just able to outcycle him so easily because he had such an expensive Hog deck. The EQ in Mega Knight was annoying, but we got around it and managed to get the damage we needed. So, we're going to pick up another win in a row. That's 4 in a row. Really nice. And now we're top 4,000. We're gaining like 1,000 positions every single game. Alright, so off to the next game here. We're going to have Hog in our starting hand. We could go ahead and send a Hog first play of the game and see how he responds to it. We can just Skeletons for that so it doesn't get 2 hits on my tower. So he's going to have Knight and Bar Barrel. This could definitely be a graveyard deck. I mean, you don't really see Knight and Graveyard or Knight and Bar Barrel in any other deck besides Graveyard. So that's why I'm assuming that's what it is. And it looks like he is going really, really aggressive early on. Now, this is either going to work for him or not at all. And it looks like it's not really going to work at all for him. We defend that really cleanly, have a Musketeer for the counter push here, and I'm even going to go ahead and send in a Hog because he's going to bomb tower, and, oh, he's going to have the Tombstone variant, so Hog picks up a hit. Let's go. That worked out really nicely. He spent 6 elixir, Tombstone and Mega Minion on that, and we went for Hog and Log, so even trade and we got a Hog hit. That worked really nicely. So this is going to be a little bit easier. Tombstone is not as good versus the Hog Rider as the Bomb Tower because it has a lot less HP. Log does much better versus it. So we're going to have hopefully an even easier time than when we verse that Graveyard Bomb Tower deck, if I had to guess. So we're going to Ice Spirit, and then we're going to follow up with Skeletons just to make sure that Musketeer doesn't take out ours. Just another tip for you guys. So you notice what I did there, how I cycled both Skeletons and Ice Spirit, and I could have cycled an Ice Golem. The reason why I cycled 2 cards is because they're the same elixir. Ice Spirit and Skeletons is the same elixir as an Ice Golem, but you know why it's better to cycle 2? Because then you're cycling back to 2 more cards you need. That's kind of like a nice tip if you guys didn't know that. Like, I mean, it might be obvious, but little things like that really help you in certain matchups because you can cycle 2 cards, whereas you're only cycling 1 if you just simply go for the Ice Golem. Like, yes, it does the same job, and it might seem easier at the time, but it's nice to have the 2 cards cycled, so then you have, like, cards you need, especially when you're versing something like Graveyard, because then you might need, like, your cannon and the log, so you can just cycle to that faster, whereas if you're going to the Ice Golem, you might not be able to get to it in time. So just something to think about. We're going to go for a Fireball there, and then we're going to go for a log here. The log was probably not the best because we aren't going to get a hog hit, but I think we're okay. And he even lets the Musketeer lock on the tower, so that wasn't good at all for him. And we should just be able to Ice Golem here. And we can now go in a little bit aggressive here and Fireball the Baby Dragon and the Musketeer. I honestly, guys, think this game is pretty much wrapped up. We even Fireballed the Musketeer into the opposite lane. And now what we can do is once we're in a comfortable cycle, we can just go ahead and cycle 2 Fireballs on top of this tower. You're almost always going to be able to do that when you're using 2.6. And honestly, guys, I think now's the time. That's one. So that's 2 cards. 3, boom, 4, back to Fireball. Easy win versus this other Graveyard deck, which, as I said, easier than the Graveyard deck we versed before that had Bomb Tower because Tombstone's just a lot weaker. That's why I just think Bomb Tower's better in that Graveyard deck. And yeah, pick up another win there. Now we are actually 1 away from 6K. We climbed up about 500 positions that time. Let's see if we get top 3,000 off of this, putting us back to 6K. And we're versing Pro Legend here. So we could start with an Ice Golem or Musketeer. I'm going to go Ice Golem. I honestly think it's a little better because sometimes you're going to need your Musketeer. And then we're going to Ice Spirit here. And then we're going to go ahead and Musketeer behind the Ice Golem. Sometimes you don't get in the best starting hands. Like, best starting hand I feel like is being able to cycle Skeletons in the back or Hog at the bridge, in my opinion. And he's going to have Minor Skeletons. I thought at first it could be like a mirror matchup or 2.9, but now that we know he has the Minor, it's going to be Balloon because he's got the Musketeer too. And that Fireball, guys, might not have been good because now if he goes in for a Balloon, this might be kind of hard to defend, especially if he knows it's 2.6 and goes aggressive here. Although we will have a Musketeer, but we won't have that Fireball, which is really helpful versus the Balloon. We're going to go for an Ice Spirit at the bridge here. And then just cycle Skeletons. This way, we're going to be able to get back to another Fireball really easily. Ice Golem to push the Minor out of range there. And we'll see what we can do here. It's definitely going to be tough to break through his Bomb Tower. And also to stop the Balloon in some circumstances, I feel like. But I think this is a good opportunity to go for a Hog Rider now. Whenever they play a Musketeer in the back, it's good to apply a little bit of pressure. So then that way, it's kind of preventing them from going in for like a Balloon or something with their Musketeer really, really aggressively, which can be kind of annoying. And we are going to be able to protect our Musketeer, which is really... Oh, his Musketeer locked on mine, so we don't protect it, but we do keep it alive long enough to like finish off the Minor, which is good. Okay, we're going to cycle Log here. And he doesn't have Minor, so he's not going to even be able to use it right now. Let's set up a cannon here, and then I'm going to go for a Musketeer. And we know he doesn't have a big spell, so we don't need to be too worried here for this defense. It should be pretty clean. I don't even know if that's death damage. Yep, no death damage. Totally fine there. We are going to go really aggressive here, though. And I don't even think the Hog goes for that Bomb Tower. Yeah, he screwed up that placement there. That Hog should be getting another hit, too. Nope. Snowball was able to deny a lot of damage, so that was well played on his part. We're going to go for a Musketeer here, and then we can just go for Skeletons on that, and then we're going to go for a Cannon. And I'm actually going to go ahead and play Ice Spirit, and then we need to go ahead and Fireball that because we can't let that get to our tower. Oof, that got a little close. Not like really, really close, but that was too close for comfort. Now, he doesn't have his Bomb Tower. We just killed that. But at the same time, that Balloon... Okay, we just traded towers. That wasn't good. If I played my cannon just a tile closer, we would have been fine. You have to be really careful with your cannon placement, and it really goes to show there. That was not the best placement. He should just be able to Bomb Tower here. Yep. Good placement on his end that time. Alright, we're still in this, but guys, we're not in the best spot because obviously, those of you who play 2.6 know it's not good when you get into this situation where you both have a tower. It's always better as a 2.6 player to keep it to like a 1-tower game, if that makes sense. But that's not the case, and now we really need to try to focus up here and hopefully get this win. And that bomb killed off our musketeer, which wasn't good. I might try to go a little aggressive here on the king to make sure he can't like build up a huge push and just ignore that lone musketeer. We're forcing him to spend elixir, which is what you got to do sometimes. He's even going for the king right now, so we got a log, we got to kill that musketeer, and then we're going to cannon because I don't really want that balloon to even get death damage at this point. I really want to keep this as close as possible. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cycle musketeer this lane. It's triple elixir. We can always get back to another musketeer if he decides to go in for a push in the left lane, which it looks like he is doing, so we're going to go for that there, and we need to go for a fireball to hit the miner and then also propel the balloon to the cannon. I'm going to go for Ice Golem, Hog Rider. What we might need to do is we might need to go for an Ice Golem Musketeer, which I see a lot of people do 2.6 players because it catches people off guard. Look at that Muskie on the King Tower. That might actually be, that wasn't supposed to be a Hog Rider. Not even death damage, please. Guys, we have it! We have enough damage on his king! Especially with that fireball. Let's go. That's going to be a good game. So, you guys can see, like, you saw how I was applying pressure on his king. Like, I went for the Ice Golem in front of the Musketeer just to make sure he had to, like, respond to it and couldn't build up a huge push. So, wow, that's sometimes what you got to do. When you're running a Hog cycle deck, you sometimes have to go for the king. People always think, like, oh, you should go for the Arena Tower because it's lower, but sometimes going for the king can be pretty beneficial because it kind of catches them off guard because people like aren't expecting you to go for the king, you know? And that's going to put us at 6K. We went on, I think, a 6-game win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-game win streak. But we're not going to stop here. I think I'm going to go for one more win or loss. And we can, this can be the last game here. We found a game versus Nico. We'll give him the good luck and see what he's got. I just want to do one more. We're on a really good win streak right now. I feel like each game I'm playing better and better. Although that last game there definitely were a couple small mistakes with the cannons. It's something, you know, that's something you have to be really careful about is your building placements when you're running 2.6. Because one cannon can definitely cost you the game. And he's gonna have a bandit, so this could be. I was gonna say Pekka, but it looks like it's gonna be Hog Rider. So I'm completely wrong with what this was. So, Bandit, Bandit Hog Rider, that's not something you see very often. Log, so that doesn't charge on the Musketeer, and the Musketeer isn't going to kill it, but it is going to get it into the tower range. Zap's not going to do anything for him, he probably did it just to cycle. We'll have our Fireball ready just in case he's going to play something to give us value, but it looks like he is still going to be using Pekka, so Pekka Hog Rider Bandit, interesting deck here. We're going to go Musketeer. And then what we can do is we could probably go Skeletons. No, I missed the fireball on the... Oh, man. Guys, I messed up that defense really badly. I wasn't really sure what to do there because he went in for like a Pekka... a NATO. Or like the bandit. I was really honestly clueless of like what I should have done there. But the cannon wasn't good for sure, or the fireball. If I fireballed and actually hit the bandit, that would have been much better. But ooh, this is gonna be. I need a miracle to come back from this, to say the least. We're gonna Ice Spirit here to split the damage of the Ewas, but yeah, he's got an AO too. So it is going to be difficult to come back as well with him having the NATO. Like, unless he really, really screws up or, like, loses connection. I think this one's over, guys. I definitely screwed up at the beginning. That fireball was not good. That was not what we needed. That defense should have been much easier, but that was a nice NATO on his end. I think that definitely helped him break through, but that wasn't the... best there. So we're gonna Ice Spirit and I guess go for a Hog. But he's just gonna Dark Prince and NATO, so yeah, no way we can break through, I feel like, at this point. But we don't want to let him, like, 3-crown us or anything like that. We'll go for Musketeer, Skeletons. And yeah, that'll be it. So that's the last game. Unfortunately, we end kind of like on a bad note, but we've been recording like 30 minutes now, so I feel like we played enough games. I think we got like 7 games in there. We went on a 6-game win streak and then miserably failed the last game, but overall we got some good games in here. I'm glad I untilted quite a bit because we started at like 5,800 or something like that. Won like 6 games in a row, and we're much higher than we were. Kind of we're only like less than 200 off to my season highs, but it's early season anyways, so I'm not like too worried how high up I am. That's why I'm running decks like 2.6, and last video was log bait, because it's fun to run like cycle decks early season, because end of season I can't, because obviously they're not my thing. I can't be extremely high up with them end season. But make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I always like doing these 2.6 videos. They're very fun to do. Like I said, even though I'm not amazing with 2.6, I feel like I improve when I run it, and it helps really, like, with you get better at cycle decks in general, and you guys really like watching them. So I do hope you enjoy the video. Let me know if you would like me to do another 2.6 video next season. But thanks again until next time, guys.